Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I think we'll start today in a child's pose position. So if you'd like to go into child's pose. This is a very nurturing pose. So taking your knees nice and wide and your feet together, bringing your forearms down onto the mat and then walking them forward and bringing your head down towards the mat and noticing how your breath is, and notice your shins against the floor, the top of your feet against the floor, and your forearms against the floor. Notice how your body is feeling today. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Exhaling into any tight spots. And notice how your mind is, leaving behind the busyness from your morning. As you continue to stay into the child's pose position, I'll just walk you through the theme of our yoga today is raising our vibration. So vibration is a fancy way of describing your overall state of being. We're beings made up of different energy levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And each level has a vibrational frequency which combine to create our overall vibration of being. And all vibrations operate at high and low frequencies. If your vibration is low, it'll be evident. And it's simply a matter of being aware of your situation and working to rectify it. When your vibration is high, there's a beautiful sense of living in the flow and having inspiring people in your life and jumping out of bed optimistic. Things just seem to progress really well when your vibration is high. And the ways to raise your vibration are things such as becoming aware of your conscious thoughts. Find something beautiful and appreciate it. Be conscious of the foods you eat. For example, broccoli and blueberries have very high vibrations, but something like a Big Mac doesn't really vibrate at all. Drinking lots of water helps you raise your vibration, as does meditating and being grateful and practicing acts of kindness. Also, getting your blood pumping is a great way to increase your vibration. So reflecting on this as you're in your child's pose position, being aware of your body and breathing, how do you feel about your vibration today? And can you bring any of these ways of raising your vibration into your life? Just ponder that thought. Thank you for being here today for yourself and for each other in our loving yoga community. In today's practice, we'll be a little energetic to try to get the blood pumping, and we'll include some shoulder opening, some hip and lower back release, and then a lovely mindful restorative yoga Nidra. If you'd like to come up to a seated position, I invite you to join me in an Om to set the spiritual support for our practice. So we'll take a big breath in and then we'll let it go. And another big breath in and then Om. Om. Be aware of your body today, be conscious of it, and know that at any time you can rest in child's pose. notice your mind and your body at the moment and the vibration, and be aware of that as you move through your practice today. Just be mindful as you work together, as we work together to raise our vibration. So let's go onto our back, and we'll hug our knees up to our chest. And we're going to roll around in a circular motion on our lumbar spine, noticing how our shoulders feel and how our back feels, doing whatever movement feels right for your body at this moment. Taking some nice deep breaths, coming into your space, relaxing your mind, relaxing your body, just noticing your breath and moving with your breath. As we come up into a neutral position, having your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your armpits. We're going to move around in a little circular motion here, just warming up our spine. It's quite a cold day out there today. And then going the other way. Deep breathing as you do this. And then coming back to a neutral position, we're going to do some cat-cows. So on your next inhalation, taking a deep breath in, lifting your chest and lifting your gaze, having a nice curve in your lower back. And as you exhale, bringing your spine up towards the ceiling and arching your back up. Continue with this flow with your breath, noticing a little bit of movement right along your spine. We'll do 5 more of these. As you inhale, you're lifting your gaze. And as you exhale, taking your eyes down to the floor and then looking back through your legs to your feet, getting that nice curve, including your neck and the full length of your spine. And we'll do 1 more inhalation and 1 more exhalation. And then we're going to start off with some shoulder opening. So I'll just change my position so you can see. So we're going to start on the left side, gazing at your left hand as we lift that hand all the way up to the ceiling. And then we're going to draw it through underneath our right hand, and we're going to hover it there, bringing our shoulder and our head down towards the mat. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to bring that left hand all the way back up again, following your gaze on the hand. And then exhale, bring it all the way back down. Just hovering it, stretching it through. This one's called threading the needle. Let's continue for a couple more breaths. Just getting some nice movement in the shoulder and the upper back. And on the next exhalation, as you bring your hand down towards the mat, place your arm on the mat and take your right hand a little further forward, bringing your shoulder and your head down closer to the mat. You may not be right on it, depends how your shoulders are. Taking some nice deep breaths here. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths and really opening through that left scapula. Relaxing in a little more on each exhalation. And 1 more breath. And then returning that left hand to the position on the mat and bringing your right hand back in line with your left hand. And we're going to go to the other side. So gazing at your right hand, as you inhale, lift the hand all the way up to the ceiling, keeping your gaze on the hand. And as you bring it down, exhaling and threading that underneath your left arm, having that hover. Inhale, lifting it all the way up again, following your gaze, noticing the twist in your upper back, and exhale back down to the mat. We'll do 4 more of these, and then we're going to hold. Nice big stretch, big movements, timed with your breath. Taking the hand all the way up, and then as we exhale and bring our right hand down, we're going to lay it along the mat and take our left hand a little further forward, bringing our shoulder and our side of our head down to the mat, feeling that nice stretch through the right scapula. Just taking 4 more breaths here and relaxing on each exhalation. And then on your next inhale, bringing that right hand back up onto the mat and sliding the left hand back. And we'll just do a couple of cat-cows here just to flush through our spine. And then we're going to come into a few lifts through our hips. So into a chaturanga position. We're going to inhale and lift our left leg and lift it and extend through the foot. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring that knee forward and then inhale, take it back out again. And exhale, bringing the knee forward, bringing the knee towards the forehead. As you're lifting the foot, thinking about extending through the foot, keeping your back nice and flat and nice and controlled through the movement. We'll do 2 more here on the left side. And then we're going to move that foot in a circular motion. So taking it round, keeping your upper back and your lower back nice and flat, extending through the foot, drawing a circle with your foot in a clockwise direction, and then going back the other way. Just deep breathing as you do that. And then returning your knee to the mat, and we'll go to the other side. So this time we're going to inhale and extend our right foot back. As we do that, we lift our gaze and lift our chest, and then we exhale, bringing our knee up towards our chest, arching through our back, and then inhale, extending back again. We'll do 4 more on this side. You're free to go with your own breath, your own pace. And then going into an extended leg position, moving that right foot in a circular direction, clockwise direction, keeping your body nice and stable, your back's nice and flat, it's nice and controlled. It's quite a good strengthening through the hip, and then take the circle the other direction. And then bring that knee back down to the mat, And exhale into a child's pose. Bringing your knees nice and wide and your feet close together. Walking your hands forward and bringing your forehead down to the mat. I'm going to take 5 breaths here, really stretching into the child's pose, noticing that stretch through the upper back. And one more breath here. And then coming up into neutral position again. And we're going to exhale and press up through our hands, lift our hips into our first downward dog for today. Relaxing into this position, bringing your heels down towards the mat, paddling each foot from side to side, noticing a nice stretch down the back of your legs, having your hands, your fingers nice and wide, pressing against the mat. We're going to take 4 more breaths here. And then we're going to go into a hip opening lizard pose. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our left foot forward and place it just on the outside of our left hand into this position, dropping your right foot down to the mat. I'll just turn around so you can see it slightly differently. So you've got your left hand and your left foot next to each other, and we're going to move our body in a circular direction very gently. And we're going to go back the other way as well, feeling that nice hip opening through the left side. And then we're going to tuck our toe under our right foot, and we're going to come up into a low lunge. And lifting our hands up, feeling that nice stretch through the right hip flexor. Staying here for 5 breaths. Really inhaling up nice and tall, lifting your gaze and lifting your chest. We'll have 3 more breaths here. And then bring your hands back down to the mat. And we're going to take that left foot back next to the right foot into a downward dog and pedaling our heels down to the mat. We'll have 3 more breaths here. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to take our right foot and bring it forward next to the right hand. Drop the left knee onto the mat. Bring our hands down onto the mat, and we're feeling a nice opening through that right hip. And gently take it in a circular motion. And then we're going to tuck our left toe and come up into a low lunge, or you can take an option where you leave your left knee on the mat. It's up to you, whatever feels right for you today. So I'm going to tuck my toe under, and I'm going to come up into a low lunge, just taking that left foot slightly forward, taking your bottom under, the right knee is bent, and we're going to stay here for 5 breaths, feeling that nice stretch through the left hip flexor. Taking some nice big deep breaths here. Two more breaths. And then we're going to bring our hands back down to the mat, And we're going to take that right foot back next to the left one into a downward dog and stay here for 3 breaths. Just noticing our stretch as we pedal our heels down towards the mat. And then we're going to walk our hands up, our feet up towards our hands so that we're in a forward fold position. And stay here for 5 breaths. Having your hands either down on the mat or you can tuck them underneath your toes. Each time you exhale, drawing your body a little bit closer to your legs. And then on your next inhalation, bring your hands all the way back up to the sky and then taking your hands back to heart center. Okay, nice little bit of vigorous movement to start with today. Well done, everyone. We're going to go into a few rounds of our sun salute next. So I'm going to take you through the first one. If you feel confident, you can come with me. If you would rather watch the first round, that's fine as well. So you come to the top of your mat and we're going to inhale, lift our arms up to mountain pose. Then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward into Uttanasana. And then inhale, we're going to lift our gaze, flatten out our back. And then exhale as we step back into a downward dog. And we're going to take a breath here. And then we're going to inhale, take our feet forward into an Uttanasana. Then inhale, lifting our gaze, lifting our chest. Exhale, folding forward, bringing your chest towards your legs. And then inhale, come all the way back up again and back to heart center. So that's one round. We're going to do 4 more rounds of that together. So coming to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting your chest and lifting your gaze, flattening out through your spine. And then exhale, drawing your body towards your legs. And then we're going to step back into a downward dog. We're going to hold here for 1 breath. Then we're going to bring our feet forward to our hands into forward fold. Inhale, lifting our chest, lifting our gaze, feeling that stretch down the back of the legs. And then exhale, bringing your body close to your legs. And then inhale, come all the way back up again. Nice. Now 3 more rounds at your own pace. So inhale all the way up, stretching, lifting your gaze. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting the gaze. Exhale, bringing your chest to your legs. And then stepping back into downward dog. Stay here for a breath. Pushing our heels towards the mat, nice stretch through the calves and through the Achilles. And then we're going to step forward into forward fold. Inhale, lifting the gaze, lifting your chest. Exhale, bringing your chest to your legs. And then inhale, bringing our hands all the way up to mountain pose and back to heart center. I'll go 2 more rounds. This is a nice, warming, energetic part of the practice, good for a cold day. Let you go at your own pace. And one more round to go. I'm going to watch you on this round. That's it, raising your hips towards the ceiling on your downward dog. And then stepping forward into forward fold. Inhale, raise the chest. Exhale, bring the chest to the legs. And then inhale, coming all the way up to mountain pose and finish off in hands at heart center. Good work. So taking a few breaths there, noticing how your breath is after all that movement. The next one we're going to do is go into a garland pose. So this is the one where we do a deep yogi squat. So if you have a cushion or a blanket, you can put that under your heels to give you a bit of support as you go into a deep squat. If you have any issues with your knees, you might go not as deep, just go into more of a higher squat position. So we're going to take our feet about hip width apart with our toes facing out. We're going to inhale, lift our hands up. And we're going to exhale, bring our hands to heart center and bring our bottom down towards the mat. So we've got our tailbone pointing down towards the mat. We've got our hands at prayer position in front of us. Bring our heels down to the mat if we can. And gently pressing out with our elbows on our knees. Chest up nice and tall. Taking some deep breaths here. Noticing any feelings through the groin area where it's opening up through the hips. Nice work, everyone. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Remember, if your knee doesn't like it, you can come up a little higher. We'll do 3 more breaths here. Chest up nice and tall. And then bringing your hands down to the mat and straightening out through your legs into a forward fold. And taking 3 breaths here, just rinsing out through the hips there and through the upper back. And then inhale, bring your hands all the way up, back to heart center. Good. And now we're going to go into a chair pose. So I'll go side on so that you can see. So we're going to bring our toes fairly close together and our heels just a little bit away from each other. We're going to inhale and then we're going to exhale into a chair position. So imagine you're sitting on a chair here and you've got your chest up nice and tall, lifting your toes off the mat. So you've got really active thighs here. And we're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. And then we're going to take a twist. We're going to twist our body to the left side and we're going to take our elbow out to the, so our right elbow is on the, just on the outside of our left knee, and we're going to gaze towards our hands that are in prayer position on the side for 3 more breaths. Nice active feet with your toes raised. And then inhale to the center. Bring your chest up nice and tall. And then we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to twist towards the right side, bringing our left elbow just outside of our right knee. Gazing at our hands in prayer position, feeling that nice stretch through the left side. One more breath here. And then coming back to center and back up into Tandasana. Give your body a nice little shake here. And we're going to go into a warrior sequence. So we'll start with warrior 1. We're going to have our Left foot slightly turned out to the side, and we're going to step forward with our right foot, just a comfortable step forward. We're going to inhale, raise our arms and bend through our right leg. The right knee should be stacked on top of the right ankle, lifting all the way up here, stretching through that left hip flexor, and then bringing our hands down and clasped behind us and bowing forward into a humble warrior. Staying here for 3 breaths. As you inhale, lifting the hands off your back. If this is a bit intense, you can have your hands out to the side. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to take our right hand down to our right foot, down towards the mat or on the ankle. And we're going to take our left hand down beside it. And as we inhale, we're going to gaze at the left hand and bring it all the way up into a triangle twist, straightening out that front leg. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. And then bringing the left hand back down so you've got one foot on either side of the, one hand on either side of the right foot. We're going to go into a little balance pose here. So you've got your left and your right hand on the mat next to your foot, and you're going to lift up that left leg. So it's going to go straight back. So you're balancing on your right foot with your hands beside the right foot on the mat. If you would like to have a little play, you can take your hands off the mat and bring them back beside you. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. If you find this a little bit tricky, you can bring your left toe down to the mat or bring your hands back down to the mat. So this is like an aeroplane pose. And then slowly lowering your hands to the mat, slowly bringing your left toe back down to the mat. And then inhale, bring your arms all the way back up and bring your feet together. Give that a little shake. Well done, everyone, for giving that a go. We're going to go to the other side now, taking your right foot out slightly to the side and step forward with your left foot, just comfortably forward. We're going to inhale, raise our arms and bend through the left knee. So the left knee is stacked on top of the left ankle. Staying here for a couple of breaths, feeling that nice stretch through the right hip flexor. Steadying our breath down. Then we're going to take our hands behind us into a clasp position, and we're going to bow forward into a humble warrior. So that left leg is still bent, gazing down towards the mat for 3 more breaths. And then bringing our hands down either side of the left foot. Take the left hand just inside the left foot, and we're going to take the right hand all the way up to the sky, keeping our eyes on the right hand. As we gaze, take it all the way up and straightening through that front leg into a triangle twist. And we're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. And then on the last breath, bring your hand back down to the mat, framing the left foot, lifting the right heel up off the mat, taking your weight forward. You can bring your hands a little bit forward if you would like. And we're going to lift the right leg so it's perpendicular to the floor. And then if you feel steady, spreading out your toes on your left foot, and you can take your hands up off the mat and have a little play with this into the aeroplane pose. If you find that you're losing your balance, you can drop your right toe to the mat. You'll notice one side, you've probably got a better balance than the other. Staying here for 3 breaths. Nice job. And then slowly bringing your hands back down to the mat and bring your right foot down to the mat. Stepping forward and coming all the way up. Good work. So take some nice deep breaths here. Well done, everyone, for having a go at that one. It's a bit tricky. We're going to come down into downward dog, and then we're going to come down to the mat. So we're going to inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, folding forward, stepping back into a downward dog, and then bring your feet down onto the mat into a sitting position. Now, we might do a little stretch through our glutes at this point. So I know that a few of you do have some tightness through your lower back. So in the position of all fours, I'd like you to bring your left knee forward and take the left foot out to the side of the mat. So the left knee is next to the left hand and the left foot is out to the side of the mat. Hands are on the mat, lifting your chest and slowly sliding back your right leg. So you're in a position of a pigeon pose. So you can stay here if you want, and you will notice some stretching through your left side, through the lower body and a bit through the glutes. If you can take it a little lower comfortably, you can bring your hands down towards the mat here and relaxing into this deep stretch here. So this is good to release your lower back. We're going to take 5 breaths here. If you find that your left hip is much higher than the right hip, you can put a cushion under there to help give you some support. And just relaxing into this stretch. Each time you exhale, letting it go a little more. And then tucking your toe under on the right foot and bringing your hands back onto the mat, lifting your chest and bring the left leg back so the knee is next to the right knee, comfortable hip width apart. Give your body a little bit of movement here, just do a little bit of circular motion through your hips, just to release that tension. And then we're going to do the same on the right side. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to bring it forward and bring it out towards the right hand, and we're going to bring the foot out towards the left side of the mat. So we've got our chest up and our hands on the mat, and we're going to slowly slide our left foot back a little bit. We're feeling a nice stretch through the right glute and the right ITB. You can stay here if you want, or you can take it a little deeper, bringing your forearms down to the mat. Taking 5 deep breaths here. Each time you exhale, just relaxing it a little bit more into the pose. Two more breaths here. And then bring your hands back to the mat, tucking your left toe under to lift yourself up a little bit. Take that right knee back and just moving in a circular position to release through that right glute. And we'll go back into child's pose as well to rinse that one out. So bringing your bottom down to your heels and walk your hands forward, taking 3 breaths, just rinsing that twist out. And then coming back onto all fours and then turning onto your bottom, having your legs straight out in front of you, into a forward fold, a seated forward fold, which is called Paschimottanasana. So we're going to inhale, lift our hands all the way up, and then we're going to exhale and we're going to fold forward. So we've got a nice tall spine sitting on our sit bones, and we're going to bring our hands forward. You might find that you can reach through to your shins or your ankles or your toes, wherever you are. And then as you exhale, we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Each time you exhale, just giving yourself a little bit more of a release, relaxing a little bit more into the pose, and a nice stretch through the lower back and the back of the legs. The gaze is towards your big toes. Remembering about the theme of the practice today, raising your vibration, thinking about some of the things that you can do to help you notice what your vibration is and be able to rectify it and raise it. And then inhale, coming back up into a seated position. And we're going to bring our bottoms of our feet next to each other and let our knees fall out towards the side into a butterfly position. And we're going to gently lower our spine to the mat, hands on our inner thighs, allowing the inner thighs just to butterfly out to the side, feeling a nice stretch through the hips and through the groin area. Taking 5 deep relaxing breaths here. And then on your next inhalation, bringing your knees together and placing your feet onto the mat. Walking your heels towards your buttocks. And we're going to lift up through the hips, having our hands flat on the ground. We're going to lift up through our hips into a bridge pose. Taking our hands underneath us, clasping them if you can. If not, just keep them by the side of your body. Tucking your shoulders underneath and really stretching up through the hips, taking the hips up to the ceiling, squeezing through the buttocks. Bring your chin to your chest. Nice stretch through the back of the neck, and we're going to stay here for 5 more breaths. And then unclasping your hands, placing them on the mat, slowly bringing your spine down to the mat and hugging your knees to your chest, rinsing out that back bend that you just did with your bridge. From here, we're going to go into an inversion. So it's your choice here. You can have your legs up the wall, you can have your legs up the side of a bed, or you can place a bolster or a block underneath your lower back and do a supported shoulder stand, or you can just take your legs up, or you might like to go up into a half shoulder stand. So lifting, inhale and lift through your hips, take it all the way up, holding your lower back like a fruit bowl, giving your legs a little shake to have some nice lightness in your legs. So this inversion is very good for your immunity and helpful to move the lymphatic fluids from your feet and your ankles back down your legs into your lymph glands. If you've got your legs up the wall, you can take them nice and wide. You can also bring your feet together, knees out to the side. If you're in a shoulder stand, you can bring your feet over the top of your head into a ploughman's pose. We're going to stay here for 5 more breaths. If you're in ploughman's pose, you can bend your knees and have them either side of your head. That's it, nice. Stay here for a couple more breaths and then slowly releasing your spine down to the floor and coming into a Savasana position. So getting yourself really comfortable. If you've got a support for your lower back, you can put a bolster or a cushion under your knee or a blanket. If you've got an eye pillow, you can pop that over your eyes, and a nice warm blanket or cardigan over your body so that you can keep all that beautiful energy contained within your practice, within your body. I invite you to close your eyes, taking some nice deep breaths. On each relaxing breath, relaxing a little more into your body. Preparing your body for restorative yoga Nidra. Being aware of the sounds in the distance. Moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body lying in Savasana. Aware of your alignment, your chin lower than your forehead, your spine aligned, your arms close to your body, fingers away from the floor, as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your natural breath, keeping it completely spontaneous. Remembering back to the theme of the practice about raising our vibration, mentally thinking of that in your mind 3 times. Rotating your consciousness around your body, your right hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and rotate your consciousness to the left side of your body. Your left hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness and move your attention to the back of your body, your heels, the back of your leg, buttocks, your back, shoulder, arms, hands. Your whole spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eye, left eyebrow, center of your eyebrow, right eyebrow, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of your breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Checking your awareness that you're still awake. Bringing your awareness to the front of your closed eyes. awakening to the feeling of warmth. The whole body is warm. The arms are warm. The legs are warm. The whole body is warm. Now awakening the feeling of coolness in your body. Your arms are cool. Your legs are cool. Your whole body is cool. Bring your awareness to the front of your closed eyes and imagine the following objects as they are named. A setting sun, a red rose, a beautiful garden, clear blue sky, a rainbow, sound of the ocean, and elephants. An eagle, a puppy, green palm fronds, the smell of rain, the sun on your back, a sunrise, the laughter of children, a relaxing bath. Now is the time in your practice to repeat your intention 3 times. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body resting in Savasana, aware of the room that you're in, the surrounds, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the windows, sounds inside the room and sounds outside the room, recalling the time of day, Wednesday afternoon, knowing that your practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowl once. Practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Taking a few more deep breaths in your beautiful relaxing position. Taking a mental note of how you feel. Rolling to one side. You can stay there if you wish to rest a little longer, or you can come up to a seated position. Thank you for your beautiful energy today. You've shared it with all of us. You've raised your vibration, and you've raised the vibration of the group, and it will help you to raise the vibration of the ones that you love and the people around you. Acknowledge the great work that you do here today in your yoga practice. Let's close the practice with an acknowledgement of the spiritual support in our space with an Om. I invite you to join me, but you don't have to. We're going to take a big breath in and then let it go. And then another big breath. Hands together in Om. Bringing your hands to your forehead for kind thoughts. Hands to your lips for kind words. and hands to your heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Noticing your body and noticing your mind and your vibration and taking that with you for the rest of the day. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jenny.
You're welcome. Before you all run off, let's take a quick photo of all you beautiful yogis.
Hold on. I don't know what I've done.
You moved me.
Okay, are you ready? Maybe a namaste, hands to your heart.
Namaste.
Beautiful. Nice. Excellent. How's everybody feeling?
Good, thanks.
Very good. Thank
All
you.
good? Okay, excellent. All right then. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Thanks.
Okay then.
I'll see you on Monday. I won't be able to join you
Yes.
Friday.
Yeah, hope everything goes okay on Friday, Gilda, for you.
Thank you.
It's going to be tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening on Friday, Gilda?
Gabby passed away last Tuesday, so
Oh,
there's a
gosh.
funeral. Yeah.
Well, we've also spent a week in vigil. Andrew's father died on Sunday, and we were, very lucky to have time with him at all stages throughout his passing, and the funeral's on Monday as well.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll be thinking of both of you.
Yeah,
That's sad,
thinking of
girls.
both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the good vibration of
It was
today.
very lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jenny.
Oh, that's good. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear. Sounded like it was just what you guys needed. A little bit of
Absolutely.
raising your vibration. Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny how we sort of intuitively sometimes know those sorts of things and we know what we need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Take care, ladies.
Right.
Jenny.
Bye-bye,
Thank you.
girls.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good luck, Gilda. And
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
oh dear. Yes.
See you again.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Julian. Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah. Hey, Elsa. See you later.